Good afternoon. We're here to introduce the exciting opportunity of vertical farming in the DC area. First, we'll highlight the two bearing issues in agriculture today, and then from there, we will explain our proposed solution, all its benefits, and its implementation. I'm Jack Carroll. I'm currently a freshman at Virginia Tech. I'm majoring in environmental policy and planning, and I have experience working on special projects at a community farm.
And my name is Aiden Clarage. I'm an undergraduate at Cornell in civil engineering. Currently, I work in a plant sciences research lab looking at food sustainability.
The first problem is equity. Affordable, healthy food should be easily accessed by every American, but sadly, it is not. Our farm is going to help change the nutritional inequality that clearly exists in DC. Lower income minority neighborhoods have been significantly more impacted by food deserts than other areas in DC. The map on the far left shows average income, red indicating lower income areas, while the other colors indicate higher income areas. The map in the middle shows demographic groups in the DC area. Blue represents predominantly white populations, the other colors represent minority groups. As indicated by the last map, these food deserts are impacting these communities at a significantly higher amount. Our farm will help alleviate this disproportionate affliction by making healthy food affordable to all. The second problem facing our food industry is environmental sustainability. We use 1 billion pounds of pesticide per year in this country. 80% of our water use goes into agriculture, and 44% of our entire landmass. The fertilizer leaks into the surrounding lands as well, damaging neighboring ecosystems. With less land and imbalanced ecosystems, biodiversity in the US, which is our environment support system, has suffered. Not only does this farmland remove our carbon sinks in harvesting and transporting produce across the country, it spews CO2 into the air, further driving climate change. And these problems are only getting worse with the growing population. Much of the food grown is even spoiled in the field and thrown out without being eaten. Another 30% is spoiled in transit. Capital crops will fix these problems. By utilizing hydroponics and cutting edge technology, we will be able to alleviate food deserts while being environmentally sustainable, all while taking up a small footprint. This combination helps us realize our goal of microproduction for micronutrients. Capital Crops also focuses on innovation in hydroponics, research and development, and community engagement. Partnering with universities and using our systems as test beds for new ideas in hydroponics will greatly increase our ability to produce food. Research and development into automated farming and practices like plant feeding, harvesting, and plant breeding will be very important down the road. Lastly, finding new and creative ways to reach the community and ways to give us feedback is how we will change the industry.
Capital Crops would operate as a nonprofit organization, with two-thirds of the produce going directly to the community. On-site pickup would be available wherever we grow, but since our main goal is nutritional accessibility, we would have a produce truck set up shop in many locations for families to get groceries within a walking distance. To maintain the absolute lowest prices for the community, the remaining one-third of our produce can be sold at higher prices at farmers markets, restaurants, and grocers to generate revenue, capitalizing on the ongoing eat local trends. Volunteer partnerships with both target customer groups can eliminate the majority of the total labor costs, and thus the majority of the total variable costs. Our farm will have direct regional impacts as well as an impact on the agricultural sector at large. We will provide easy access and even delivery of nutritious produce to systemically hindered communities. Proper nutrition is shown to have fundamental positive impacts on education, health, and quality of life. This is also an opportunity to build collaborative space for residents that initiates a feeling of food independence, which is a great source of pride for any community. And when we invest in vertical farming, there's practically no need for pesticides. The fertilizer can't run off to harm our ecosystems. It requires about 80% less fresh water. And depending on the scale of the farm and the crop grown, it often uses about 90% less land. There are also almost no emissions from harvesting or transportation. And finally, the produce can't spoil from field conditions, it can't spoil in transit, and it has a higher nutrient content from being picked when ripe. At maximum scale, Capital Crops would run fully automated multi-store facilities feeding everyone across the world. Starting here in DC, however, we want to run a pilot to match the invested money we receive. With $50,000 to $500,000, we could repurpose one or several shipping containers that could be easily moved or stored. With $500,000 to several million, we could purchase an entire warehouse and start larger scale production. Regardless, we would purchase a van for daily transport throughout our area. We plan to start with leafy greens such as lettuce because they're easy to grow and easy to sell. And embracing smart solutions, nutrient sensors, and AI calibration can ensure that the plants get exactly the nutrients that they need. The main barrier to this type of high efficiency farming is the startup costs. For example, if we received $1.5 million in investments for the 6-month pilot that we have planned, we anticipate needing only $150,000 in labor, location, utilities, and seeds. And it is projected to generate around $200,000 in revenue over that same time period when providing bare minimum prices to the community. So we're here today looking for investment in this technology and for partners, experts, and mentors to collaborate with us. Together, we can root out nutritional inequity throughout DC. Thank you all so much for your time today. Again, my name is Aiden Clarage, and Jack and I would love to hear any questions you may have about our smart city solution. We are available at the email addresses shown, and we are eager for any and all input.